Well,
Are we live?
yeah.
Hey! Welcome back to the Aegis stream. Aegis Combining Robots Season 2, coming to Kickstarter on January 17th. We're going to be Twitch streaming all the way up until that point, showing off new fancy stuff from our game, and playtesting and doing things of that nature. My name is Breeze. I'm the creator of Aegis. I'm joined today by Yampy, who is our stream coordinator person. And we're going to play today and show off solo mode. Well, not really solo mode, a mutation of solo mode that will be used for the Aegis 2 campaign book, which will be a co-op solo mode. Last time we did this was quite a few months ago, but now that we're starting planning for the Aegis 2 scenario book / campaign book, we're going to be kind of bringing it back. Bringing back some of our other weird ideas that we've used on stream. Solo mode is new in Aegis 2. It is a hotly requested feature that lets you play by yourself against a boss and their constructed deck of minion robots, and you're trying to destroy the boss under a set amount of time. Each boss plays differently. There are quite a few different bosses that we're designing, and however many of them will be unlocked depends on how well the Kickstarter does. It's really neat. Solo mode is very easy to play, theoretically. It only adds a few components onto your base Aegis game and doesn't really change many of the fundamental rules. You have your team, you play. The boss starts in the middle of this 2-player board, the arena board, and then the boss will take a turn, and then one of your robots will take a turn, and then the boss will take a turn, and then one of your robots will take a turn. So unlike normal Aegis, where you play all 5 of your robots at once, you just do one back and forth here. The boss's moves are decided by this thing called the Solo Rondo deck, which is like a bunch of AI cards. Each one has a letter on it that tells the boss what attack to do, and also commands what minion robots activate that turn. And then throughout the game, the boss will spawn more minion robots and more it'll spawn more minion robots and do more attacks, and it will try to reduce the player's valor points to 0. You start with 13 valor points. In most solo games, depending on if you're playing on an easy mode or a hard mode, it might be more or less. But we're going to start with 13 today, just as a baseline to see how co-op works. The boss will start at HP that's a little bit higher on its card, and we can zoom in on this boss card here, because this is something that we just mocked up. So we're thinking that the boss cards are going to be the sideways orientation. And what you're looking at is every boss is a level 5 robot for the most part, and they all have 3 attacks. The attacks have letters next to them. Like I said, they'll use that attack. They'll use the label attack every turn, depending on which Solo Rondo card is revealed. So this one has an AE attack, a G attack, and an IS attack. They don't have attack names because it's just a mock-up. But today we're going to be fighting against Ender Gansha, the level 5 marquee box art robot for Aegis 2. This is its boss mode variant. Just like its normal playable version, it will revolve around its strategy revolves around setting us on fire and making it hard to move, and spawning drones that make it harder for us to attack. And the main gimmick of this boss is that this boss is actually invincible if there are green enemy robots in play. And it'll also be like warping around the board every turn. And so the goal here will be to reduce its integrity to 0 before the end of 4 rounds / 12 solo rondo cards have been played, and before it kills us. And that will be good. The main difference with this co-op mode that we're doing is that obviously there are 2 players involved trying to beat up this boss, and every turn we're going to be able to activate 2 robots. We'll both still have our own energy totals. But every turn we can activate 2 robots. It can either be 2 of mine or 2 of Yempi's, or 1 and 1 in either order. Then the boss will activate a solo card, and then we'll repeat that. We can start in each other's start zones. We can combine our robots. Me and Yempi can combine our robots together. And that will hopefully give us an edge to beat the boss with its larger HP. We do share Valor points though, so if we ever hit 0 Valor points at the end of the round, we'll lose. We can go to 0 and go into negatives and not lose until the end of a round. So we can and the last thing is you can use your Valor points, aka your player health, to do special abilities on these things called Valor skills that are available in solo mode. You can spend 2 Valor skills to change die results, activate robots consecutively, gain extra energy, repair your robots, etc. And so part of the strategy in solo mode is figuring out when you should be using those skills versus when you should be tanking hits to your HP. So you don't want to overextend, but some of them are very useful. And to top it all off, me and Yempi are both playing 2 test teams. The first large portion of Aegis 2 robots are effectively pretty finished-ish. And then we have these 2 teams for a new version of Iron or a new version of Stel that we play tested in the previous stream. We're running it back again. And maybe these teams will be unlocked via stretch goals. And so that will be cool. And so why don't we start? We can. So we've already started by setting up the boss. Each boss has its own setup specific to it. Usually they'll spawn minions. Ender Gansha spawns a drone on spot 3 and spot 4 on the board. And then I think in solo mode it'll spawn 1 minion, and because we're playing co-op, I had it spawn 2 minions. So it spawned a level 3 robot right off the bat, and this level 1 robot off 400 over here. And we can take a gander at both of these cards, because we did update the tabletop simulator to have all these new final sort of art cards, and we can take a look at, say, 400. Yep, pop up 400 on the screen. And 400 is cool. We don't have final text for it yet. It's very simple robot. Punches, has critical. Art by Noah Nagata, who did a lot of our art for Aegis 2. The robots are all rocket punch robots, and they do rocket punches. They have like a ranged, powerful attacks. They're like the most straightforward A types in Aegis 2. Yempi, is your mic working?
Yes, I just happened to.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, that's good. Okay, somebody was just like, "Is Yempi talking?" And then pop up I-5000 on the thing. And I-5000 is a robot that will be unlocked via stretch goals, and it's a cool kaiju robot with a submerge ability. Lets you pop it out no matter where your component robots are. This art's done by Gen Trigger, who did a lot of our weirder, more monstrous robot designs. And so this is a new AIS robot type. A new AIS robot. Its attacks cut your HP in half. That's cool. So that's what we're dealing with at the start, along with the boss standing in the middle of the board. And then I think we set up and then we reveal the solo rondo cards. So who wants to shoot what? I have long range. So we can't damage the boss until these green robots are dead. So we want to kill the green robots pretty immediately. So Stel can probably do that. Yeah, Stel can probably do that.
I feel like Hive might be ready to cause us a bunch of trouble as well if we don't get rid of that.
Yeah, you have the... I think theoretically your team has like close range aggro robots,
Yeah.
right? I want to try to beat the tar out of that. I don't have any... Do I have boosties for you? I can lend you my... You have a... Did you bring your...
What? Which one?
You have a... I know there's also like a salve on the new
yeah.
miners team. But you don't need that because I have an arrows that I'll lend you over here. And you can place that wherever you want it in case it shoots your robot in half. I can repair it a little bit.
Do you feel like you have the Gon tokens covered, or should I put somebody in position to go and work one of them?
I would try to... If you give me the gun token, if you give me your Sha over here, I can probably shoot them unless you want your S-type over there for like...
I don't think I need it at the moment.
Yep. Alright, cool. So I'll just have these two lined up over here. Probably, I'm gonna use my... I'm gonna have a Goth. I brought a Goth with me to boost defense. So I can stave off this off for a second. And then... I brought this Ion for some reason.
Oh, what I'd give for an Ica right now, because if I could get the go literally one more space to there, I could just knock the Ive off the board and we'd be done with it.
Let's see. Arrows, and then my combines are... Can do El Sol. El Sol, are you good? Yeah, you're good. So I should combine into that sooner rather than later. Shoot with 6 bullets. Alright, let's see here. So I have my boys set up. Going to...
Alright, I think I'm relatively set up-ish enough as well.
Alright, let's see. Let's flip over this, and this. So we know it's going to do... It's S move, it's S attack, it's G attack, and then it's one of its special attacks, which... Where's a good spot for these? Just want to put those up there.
Yeah, that's probably fine.
Yep. So, players always go first. So we know the first thing the boss is going to do is that it's going to... we get to choose one of our robots, any of them in play, and we get to deal 3 damage to it. And then the boss will heal, but the boss is at full HP, so it doesn't matter. But it will just choose something and deal. We get to choose something and it'll deal 3 damage to it. It's lost a roll for that, though, so there's a 50-50 chance it just won't do that. But then also this level 3 Ive will activate because it counts as an S robot. And that's that will do something, as it turns out. Actually, this is pretty funny. Who's in alphabetical order? So when there are multiple valid targets for the AI in solo mode, you look at alphabetical order, it'll always attack A robots first. And if there's 2 A robots in range, then you'll look at...
I think it would be the arc then.
Yeah, so it'll shoot your arc and cut its HP in half, so we know that it will do that. Unless... Which is fine, because then I can just repair it or something later. Alright, so... What do we want to do for our first turn?
I'm trying to think if there's probably not any way we could get rid of this Ive this round, I'm guessing.
You could... I think your go is stupid.
Oh, it can
You
act. Okay, I guess yeah. If I
You
maybe...
could, if you were really lucky. I think we're changing its bottom attack, but it does have the potential to just kill something when it comes into play. That's cool. If
Yeah,
you gambit really well.
or I mean, the top attack is just well, top attack is really inaccurate with 6 dice.
Yes, probably. I think it has reroll built in there.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
lot of
this robot
energy to
is
pay for a
testing
4 push.
at range.
Oh, it's a. I didn't.
It's
I
a no,
missed the
it's a
range.
range. It's a ranged push, so that's the thing where it can kind of like
Interesting.
walk up and out of absolutely nowhere just one shot robots. So I think that's why it's expensive at the moment.
So I'm kind of thinking if we. I mean, if I march the go up a little bit, and then next turn I'd be in position to just get rid of
Yeet
this
it,
thing.
yeah, just yeet it off the board.
And that seems like maybe a better strategy than trying to whittle down its HP, question mark.
Yeah, we already know the only thing it's gonna do is it'll activate again, and it can't kill Arc this turn. Except, actually, what is the special attack it's gonna do? It's gonna do Devastation, which says in this playtest, all minions gain Bahamut Blazer for the rest of the game as their first action, which is the best card to run into in round 1. So the Bahamut Blazer is the top attack on the boss because I forgot to label it. So we know that when that card comes up, this Gondrone will shoot your arc. But I can probably, hopefully, kill that Gondrone. Or can I? What is this shot? Do you want to just try to kill the Gondrones, like, immediately?
That
No.
seems like a good strategy.
Yes? Yeah, let's just do that. I'll move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I can pay 2 extra to target something far away. And how much range does your Shah have? Your Shah has like 7 range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will just move up with Sol, and then I will shoot with Sol and just try to kill the Gon token over here. Off to a great start. Would you like to try to kill that Gon token?
Yeah, sure. I guess I may as well activate the Einer ability. Actually, I have reroll, so I probably don't need another reroll.
Oh, that's true. You can do that.
I'm trying to think if there's a better use of my first activation, though. Like, for something that I could get the bonus on. You don't happen to have another long-range robot, do you?
Not really. Well, I can boost the range of any of my robots by 2, but my robots are by default not super long range. Well, actually, I can probably shoot something with my L because it has like a lot of movement and I can boost its range.
My thought is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, if we kill both the Gon tokens, then I could try to maybe blitz up with the Esper and add the +1 damage boost to it? Question mark. Profit, something like that.
Sure.
But that would require the Gon tokens to be killed before I activate any robots, so you would get all the activations early on.
Question. So what do should we shoot it with a Shah?
We can if that's It
Yeah,
would
let's
just mean I wouldn't be able to add the Einer boost onto whatever I'm hitting the boss with.
Oh, I see. Oh, it's the first thing you do an action with. Oh, because that's why. Einer can only activate this thing with the first thing it does an action with. Let's do... I'll try this then. I'll just move my L. Let's see. I can go 5, 1, 2... Well, this one's the more danger to you, so... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will actually put it into... Oh, I don't even need to boost the range, actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How much energy does my team make? That's an important thing. I get 16, 20 energy, and I've spent 7, 8, 9 of it, so I'm at 11. And I'm going to roll 2 dice, and hopefully they will be better than this, because I'm actually shooting. So a new mechanic on Einer and Stell is that I have this ability called Precise, which gives me an better accuracy when I'm exactly the right distance away, which is good. I deal 1 damage to this gun drone and it dies. Okay, we got there. And the boss does take 1 HP when the drones die. That's right, you in solo mode you deal damage to bosses by either shooting them directly or by killing minions. So as long as you're killing minions, you're also depleting the boss's HP. But Ender Gansha here specifically cannot be attacked directly while there are green minions in play. Alright, so that's our first turn. We know that the boss is going to do a thing now. And that thing is it will use its third attack. And it will not do anything, and that's fine. And then we go to the Eye of 5000, which will shoot Einer.
Yeah.
And does it even need to
I don't
roll?
think it. I think it just hits, right?
Because does that have recharge or something?
Oh, it does. Does that do anything?
That doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So yeah, it just shoots Einer and he loses half of his HP rounded down. So he takes 3.
Yeah.
All right, and then that's that. So that's the boss's first turn. You just flip that over, and then
the boost effects go into play
Oh,
at the
and
end of the round, or
and we're actually taking out the boost effect,
Oh,
so we
okay.
can ignore those. Yep. Let's see here. The boosties. So what now? So then we know that it'll try to spawn more Gon tokens. And then this Gon token specifically will shoot us in the face. No, it won't, because it doesn't get Bahamut Blazer until the end of the round.
So if you had a way to kill that Gon drone, then I could blitz up with my Esper and hopefully hit the boss for some respectable amount of damage.
Yeah, let's try that. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 4, 6. I actually can't shoot that with you. Goff can't shoot, period. Is there anything magical I can do with combining? Overload. I don't think so. No, I do not think I can kill that gun drone
Okay.
with my robots.
Unfortunate. Well, I guess then I could shoot at it with the...
Shot and hope and make sure it hits, I guess.
Yeah. And then we just won't have the extra damage on the Esper, but it can still hopefully hit for 2. So
Yeah.
let's see. So let's range of 7.
And then actually I can is that worth it? If need be, I can also boost both of those S types with a defense buff afterwards.
Okay, so move up there and then roll 3 dice.
Actually, no.
All right, that's a hit. Bye bye Gon token.
Bada boom. Alright. There you go. Loses an HP from down to 16. Now, so we know G is going to activate. It's going to poop out some gun tokens. No robots will activate.
Was that her second activation, or was that just the first?
I can still do something, or we can still do one more thing.
We probably attack the boss, right, before it.
Yeah, before it makes new gun tokens. So yeah, if you have a smart idea.
I can move up with my L, and that's about the best I got. I haven't really
Sounds
looked
good.
at my combines yet, but I think for starters. 6 to there. And then, so precise is an accuracy boost?
Yep.
Okay. So 2 dice, and I need no 1s. Well, we get 1 damage, and it's probably not worth spending 2 Valor to get 1 more damage. That's not a good trade, so...
No, probably not.
So I guess
But
just
whatever,
1
it goes to
damage.
15. And then it's going to... So yeah, boss happens. It will use its middle attack, which is roll... Did I do 4 dice like a dingo? No, it's 3 dice, okay. Each 4 or better is a Gon token. Respawns 2 tokens, and they will come in on spaces. 4 and 2. So there you go. Luckily, my Ion can blow one of those up pretty immediately. There are no G types to activate because drones can't activate the turn they come in. Not that these drones do anything anyway. And no need to spawn new minions because G types are the Gon tokens count as minions. Alright, so that's that. And then so Argo, and I can shoot this Gon drone. What can you do? You have this Izzy.
Yeah, I was thinking I could move up and shoot the Gon drone and be in position to potentially combine next turn if that's...
That sounds good. So let's see, what am I at? I am at 4 spaces. Ironically enough, I can't actually trigger precise unless I move really far, and that doesn't seem worth it. So let's hopefully not just completely blow this attack, because that'd be really dumb. Good. Die. Alright. And there's that. Let's see if Izzy can do the follow-up wombo combo.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. I think, yeah, that's definitely within range. And then 2 dice, no 1s. Hey, we got it. Cool.
Excellent. Alright, down to 13 HP, making progress. And then Devastation will activate. All minions gain Bahamut Blazer, which is cool. which then all minions will activate. So that means this Ive 5000 is. Oh, did I accidentally just move your Esper somehow?
Oh, it's there.
Okay. So Ive 5000 target signer. And then it's going to shoot Einer with Bahamut Blazer. So 4s and better will deal damage. It missed all of them, lucky. But then enemies continue to activate until they actually do something. So now it'll use its actual first attack, which I don't need to roll for. Einer will just go to 1, I think, because it'll cut your HP in half again. Yeah. And then that's that. And and now, when the round ends, what happens is that.
So we don't get any more turns.
Oh, we do get turns. We
Okay.
we actually do get to activate until we're out of activations. So who's still gonna go?
I'll
my
move
Goff
my
is
go
useless.
up 1 so that it can say bye-bye to the thing next turn.
And I will repair Einer just because it seems like the nice thing to do. So let's try that. And does that have precise? It does. So that means if I move back a space, I can just pay 3. And then 8, 1, down to 4. So repair Einer for 2. And then, yeah, my Goff doesn't do anything, so I won't bother with that. Do you have anything else you can do?
Nope, I'm out of energy, so.
Alright. So, before we spawn new cards, normally here's where you would respawn robots if any robots died, but no one's died yet. The boss has an ability called Orbit. So this will actually roll a die, and the boss's body will teleport somewhere. It'll actually teleport to 6. So that's next to you. That's actually a pretty good place for him to be. He's now surrounded by our robots. That's cool. And then we'll flip 3 new cards. So this turn it will use Bahamut Blazer, and it will do its other ultimate special attack. And use Bahamut Blazer again. Okay, cool. This is where we start getting set on fire a lot. So I'm immediately threatened by this. I don't know if I can kill it because my team is not extremely high damage output. It will shoot my Goff, which doesn't matter. So I guess I'm fine with that. My Goff will just take the damage.
When does the boss get new minions?
If it activates a letter card and there are no minions of that letter
that's
play,
right.
then it'll spawn something. So I go back up to 20 energy. I do that. What do I want to do this turn? I'm going to... Maybe I'll make my... I'll spend some of this turn trying to make my level 3 robot. Because in solo mode, making big robots is better if you do it earlier. Because they only have so many turns they can actually do anything.
Can I take our first 2 activations and then I can do Esper to here, get a shot off on the boss for hopefully 3 damage, and then also knock this Ive off the board before it gets the chance to activate?
Yes, do that.
Okay.
Those sound like great concepts.
So move on with Esper and roll 2 dice. And I'll take the damage on it for Einer's ability to give it +1 damage. And we want both. I can't not roll a 2 apparently. But
We
okay.
should. Do we want to do the thing?
We still get 2 damage. It's just because it's a green attack. I don't need both of them.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
So
Alright, so that's 2 damage on you because you don't have any green robots in play. And then you want to yeet
yeah,
big boy off the board. Yep.
3, and then it's 2 dice. We need no ones. I actually need no ones this time. Now maybe we spend the valor to make that work.
Yeah, spending 2 valor. That's how much they cost, and that's probably worth it because if you kill a level 3 robot, the boss loses 3 HP, and so I'll actually put it down to 8. So now its aggro turn is reasonably nerfed. So it'll activate Bahamut Blazer. Who will it shoot? It will shoot Einer as the most alphabetical robot in play. So let's see what that does. Maybe I'll just roll a bunch of 1s again. Roll your piece. 1 damage on Einer and he gets set on fire. And then same thing for Off. Aw will shoot my Goff. And that will actually deal 3 damage to my Goff.
Ow.
And set it on fire. Because it has critical. 1, 2, 3. Solid, good. And, oh, I forgot, this thing should probably have a splash on it, because normal Undergunsha has a splash. We'll say Bahamut Blazer has a 2 radius on its attack, because I forgot to put it on the card. So
Okay.
keep that in mind. Let's see here. Alright, so that was that. There's the minion in place and no spawnies. That's fine. So now it's our turn again. The Baja Blast. Let's see. I want to... Oh, its special attack sets us all on fire for the rest of the game. That's coming up next turn.
Fun times.
So if you have any big movement plays, what do I want to do with this? I want to. What do you do? Combined drop and combat drop, distinctly not very good in solo. So that's just yet another thing to help to fix. Suppose. Do I shoot Undergunsha in the face with L? Maybe.
And bosses
Yeah.
can't be disarmed, can they?
No.
Okay.
I don't think they can be rusted either. That's another rule that we made up. Actually, I don't think I can get in range to shoot the boss in the face with my L. So... One, 2, 3, 4. This thing have splash. Do you want to move your? Do you want to move your shot of splash radius and just shoot this off?
Yeah, I could do
Is
that.
that good tech?
Question:
'Cause
Can
I
you
can-
flicker a boss?
Yes, I think so.
Interesting.
You could flicker a boss. That seems like valid tech.
So would it just mean...
I think the boss just won't shoot Bahamut Blazer. It won't like stop the card from activating or anything.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can save that for later then, because it's not immediately... let's see, where's my... Oh, here's the shot.
Right
Okay.
here. Yeah, here, just like take a step backwards or forwards or something to get on my blast radius. Because I'm going to shoot it with the L.
Okay, I'll do... move to there then, and then...
That's still in my blast radius.
Oh.
You want to put it like here-ish?
Oh, wait, which... Oh, that...
This L right here.
Oh, it's a...
blow it up.
2 radius round, though? Or...
Yeah, I think it's 2. Unless I'm...
I think it's just 1, right?
Oh, it is 1. Never mind. No, you don't have to do anything. That's great.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I can actually move to here to save myself energy later. Alright, pay 5, use extend. Use Stell's new ability, Long Arm of the Law, to shoot this awe in the face with my L-Fire Blasty Blast. And that probably does something. Yeah, 2 damage to this awe. So that's cool. So it has 2 left on it. And what else? Can Stell do 2 damage to anything? Not really. It can disarm it though. Disarming it seems fine. 1, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 1, 2. Shoot it with my commander robot, and I'm going to badge beam brandish, which is an excellent attack name, and then I'm going to try to deal 1 damage to it and disarm it. I did it very narrowly. So 400 is be down to 1 HP. Yeah, it's at 1, and it's disarmed, so it will not Bahamut Blazer this turn. And that's that. So boss card activates. All of our robots are blazed forever. So whenever we do any movement, we will take 1 damage. And then all minions activate, which is just this which I disarmed. Cool.
Cool.
So that's all that does. All right, now what's your genius level tech?
I was thinking I combine these 2 to make the level 2 Izzy, and then I flicker the boss. And ideally at the start of next round, maybe I combine again to the level 3 Izzy, and then flicker it again, but we'll see where it moves to.
It seems valid.
Okay, so I'll pay 5 to do... Actually, well, no, I don't think there's much I could do before that, because the Izzy doesn't have a light action, so... Alright, so do that. Move it to there, and it's flickered now. And I think that's all for that activation, so...
And then... I think I walk up and I pay 2. And I'm going to combine it to my EI robot. Does that make sense? Make the stealth bomber.
Is that...
And that will...
L
that'll
3,000?
Yeah, that'll vanish. So that actually won't be targetable until next round. And then what? That's my activation. So then the boss will go. You flickered it, so it won't Bahamut Blazer. There are no E-type minions in play, so it'll spawn a new robot. What is it? Sha 900. It'll spawn a Sha, which is possibly easy pickings. They'll come in on 5, and they'll spawn the piece by doing this. Never mind. Tabletop sim is bad.
There we go.
5. Oh yeah, off the board you go. Spawn camper.
Does Salazar get his combine ability when he's a boss minion? Or commander
That's
ability?
up to. Right now, commander abilities are like up to player discretion. At the moment, I'm just saying no, ignore them, for the sake of rules clarity. So that spawns you in, and we take the rest of our turns. Which I don't think I have much.
Do you have 3 energy? Or 2 hour? You could potentially shoot it with your arrows if... Or did that get already?
So I can shoot it with my arrows. I have exactly 3 energy with which to do that. Here, take 2, Ender Gansha. You don't even need to roll for it because it's precise.
And then I could run up with Einar potentially and...
Oh, but I can roll for it because it will recharge me. It did not.
So I could go up and Gambit 2 and hit it, or I can go up and just shoot it with the Arm Vulcan. The Arm Vulcan seems better because it's not like it can throw a bunch of energy at it with the Gambit? Question mark?
Yeah, I feel like Desperate Arcblade should just be should be 2 damage. But
Yeah,
then,
or have critical or something.
or something like that, yeah.
Although actually, because we're all blazed from that second one for the rest of the game, right?
Yep.
And I think Einar was hit by a Bahamut Blazer, so I think if he just takes a step, he just dies, right? Actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's at 2 because he got split down to 1 by the Ive, and then I repaired him up to 3. And so I think he has 2 health.
Yeah. So, but he's blazed from the Bahamut Blazer that hit him, and then he's also blazed from the...
Oh, is he double blazed?
Yeah,
at
I
the
think
moment?
so. Assuming...
Oh, yes, he would die if he moves. Ripperoni.
So the question is, do we just, like...
You could use Valor to repair him.
That's true.
That is an option.
I don't know whether it's more worthwhile to use Valor, or just, like, take a step and take the 1 damage, and then respawn him fresh next turn.
That's also fair. You could just kill him. There's also the recall rule, which is the same thing, meaning you can just destroy the robot, take the damage, and respawn him next turn.
Yeah, it's... I mean, I guess if we repair him, he could potentially do a little bit of damage to the boss, so...
Sadly, I don't think... Oh, well, actually, if it's still Arrows' turn, we could use Valor to repair... We could use Valor to get 5 energy, and then I could overload and use Arrows to repair Einar, and then
that's
Einar
true.
can move. So
Does
there's
the
a
5 have
wombo
to go to
combo.
the same player, or is it like 5 split between us?
I think we could actually divide it.
Okay.
That sounds cool, right?
Yeah, because if you
So
take
I
the
can-
3 to shoot, then I could take the other 2 and then have more dice to throw at him.
That's cute. Yeah, that's a cute rule. Let's do that. So I'll take 3, and I'm gonna repair Einar, and then I'll roll for it to see if I recharge. But either way, Einar goes up by 2. Look at all these 6s I'm rolling that mean absolutely nothing. So, yep, Einer is now survivable.
Yeah. So. 1, 2.
Well, he should only be at what? What was he at 2?
He was
I
at
think
2.
I
So
repaired.
oh, it's repair
So,
2.
yeah, I repaired him too.
Oh, not 3. Okay. So yeah, he's back at 2 then. But so move 5 to there, and then that would give us 4 energy to potentially Gambit, assuming that's worth it. But I don't know. Should I roll 4 dice or 3 dice?
Are you gambiting with the top attack?
Yeah.
3.
3 seems safer.
Well, actually,
yeah.
well, we could spend Valor to make some into 6s, so I guess.
We
Do you
could
want to say that? Do you want to actually say that the top attack has critical, so the attack doesn't suck?
Okay, well then, yeah, that actually makes it more worthwhile then, because...
Yeah, let's say that the
Making-
top attack has
okay.
critical.
Wow.
That's...
I mean, if we make one of those a 6, we just win, right?
So right now, yeah, it deals 5 damage, and then you just clock him. All right, well, that's cool. It's funny. All right, for the sake of testing, let's say that the boss started at so the base HP is 14. And then to scale it up properly for 2 players, I added 4 initially, because I was worried about how this invincibility rule it has is, but it didn't actually come into play very often. So let's say that he started at 21 because it's half of his HP added on. So we'll say he has 3 HP left. Not that it will make
Okay.
that much of a difference, but for the sake of testing. Alright, do we have any more energy left on either
Nope.
side? That was both of us, right? Alright, cool. So let's see what happens now. So that was... Flip E. Flip I. So he's gonna Bahamut Blazer, he's gonna try to shoot, he's gonna break one of our robots. And he's gonna try to. This is the round. I was waiting for this. He has like most of his eyes and S cards left, which let him repair. So we'll see how that works out for him. I might not even want that to be a die roll, or probably want it to be better than a 4-up on the final card. We'll say that this is a 50-50 shot. Is that like bad? I want the boss to feel threatening. We'll say the bottom attack is a 3-up. Let's see here. The glories of testing. So that's 1. Oh, and before we do any of the stuff, it'll move around. So let's see where it runs off to.
As long as it's not a 2, we can flicker it.
3.
Yeah,
3.
Cool.
Oh, because what is the SZ 4000 have like 5 trillion movement, right?
Yeah, it has 8, so
Solid.
nowhere is safe except for that number 2 spot, which luckily it didn't draw, so.
And then let's see here. All right, let's do. What does El Sol do? I don't think we're going to be able to make El Sol because we're doing so hot. Let's do precise. Maybe I can just kill him right now. I'm gonna move up with my L3000. 1, 2, 3, and then I can precise it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can pay to long arm of the law. So that's fine. I start with 18. I spend 3 to move, 2 to attack, 2 to long arm. So I'm at 11. And so I have 4 ups, will deal 2 damage to this guy. Yeah, I was expecting this boss to be a lot stronger. Let's see here. I actually missed both of those. We're not in danger though, so I could deal 2 damage to it if we wanted to do the thing. Do you want to make one of them a 6?
Sure, why not?
Alright, down you go. Down to 1. And then were you gonna flicker and do the thing?
Yeah, so I can see. I don't have like any accelerators, so I'll just pay the 6 to build the big Izzy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm assuming it takes the blaze damage from flicker movement.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Oh, and I also took damage for doing that. So flickered again. Interesting. I wonder if you should be able to flicker bosses, though it is like it's ability on like 2 robots.
Yeah.
So it's like
it feels like maybe it shouldn't last for the entire round, like it could block the next phase from taking actions or something, but not like the boss gets no more actions for the entire rest of the turn.
Oh yeah, I was actually thinking that's how it did work.
Oh, okay.
It just has. So that's actually funny. Okay, so we'll need to look at that rule a little bit. We might just have to default to it not being able to rust or disarm or blah 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 the boss in any way. Either way, there are no E types out, so it'll summon something. What will it be? Ender Gansha. Or can it do that? There's an A type out, and no, there's no E and no G's out, so it can't. That'd be really funny though. Gonsar, there's no G's in the graveyard. When the minions combine, you check the stuff that's in play and the stuff that's in the graveyard. Because there's no G's in the graveyard, because drones don't count, it can't spawn any of these, but it can spawn this piddly ender. So the idea is, after the bosses spawn so many robots, it'll really just start pooping out big powerful stuff.
So 3s were the bosses, so I think it would have to... It goes on the next number up, right?
Yep, 4. So it'll go up there. Okay. And then these get shuffled. These go back on the bottom of the deck or something. Just noticed a distinct design flaw with this. This boss will never be able to spawn conventional G minions because it'll probably have gun tokens in play most of the time.
Oh yeah, interesting.
And that will stymie its combining abilities. So that's an interesting side effect. Alright.
Although if you're doing well against it, it shouldn't have any gun minions in play, but...
That's true. Alright, so that was that turn. We can probably deal 1 damage to it.
Or I can just, like, yeet Salazar off the board.
Oh, I forgot Salazar was there. Yes, you could probably yeet Salazar off the board.
I guess I'll roll 2 dice with my go. I like this go.
Yeet.
Hey, there we go. Bye-bye, Salazar.
All right. So for the interest of testing, we'll just keep going and see. We'll see how high. Let's do high score mode, and see by the end of the next round how far into the negatives we can get the boss, and that'll give me a good idea of at least how much HP would be reasonable to start with.
Yeah, that checks out.
Alright, so that does that, and what do I do? I can probably kill this off. Do I want to do that? Do I have enough HP? No, I can, Elsol, what do you do? You heal. That's boring. 1, 2. I'm gonna pay 1, and I'm gonna pay 7. And I'm going to go down to 3 to make my level 3 Elsol. And Rory in the Discord was saying, was giving us a lot of really good feedback on solo mode's rules. I think the E Valor skill should probably basically let you activate a combined robot immediately, because that seems valid and good. So I'm gonna say that we should do that, so I can... Actually, I don't have enough energy to Stellar Justice Revolver. That requires 6. However, I will repair my Goth by 2. With its combinability. We could also spend 2 to gain 5 energy, and then another 2 for me to be able to shoot with the stupid Justice Revolver. That lets me roll 6 dice, and that's really fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm at precise range. Yampy, can we spend 4 energy so I can do something stupid?
Sure.
Alright. It's already technically 1 anyway, but let's see.
Well, technically we don't win until the end of the round, right?
That's true,
And
we
it's
can
about
still
to
die.
repair itself twice.
Oh, you know what? Under actual rules as written, we kind of haven't won. I think winning is checked at the end of the round. I think in the rules it's only for players, so maybe it should just work that way for bosses too. No, I'll write it down. But anyway, I'm gonna spend 4 of our valor to do something dumb, because I really want to. I also have reroll 2, I think, on my robot, so I can do that. Yeah, I'll have enough energy left exactly to reroll and see how I can rack up a score. Roll some dice, looking for 3s. I think. Yeah, looking for 3s.
Is that all 3s and up?
Yeah. Hey, down to -6 you go.
Alright, well now even if it regens on both rolls, it will still be dead at the end of the round, so that's good.
It's true. Alright, so it'll activate its eye ability. Will it activate? Zoom. Yes, we have to choose a robot to take 3 damage. If you choose something that has less than 3 HP, it will only recover that much, but all of our robots are full. Who do we want to dunk 3 damage onto?
That's a good question. I don't have a good answer for that. Wait, actually, taking damage from this... Wait, no, that wouldn't trigger retaliate, right?
Actually, originally in my little design sketch in real life of this card, the third attack was choose a robot, kill a robot. I thought that might be too good, but we can play with that. Let's choose a robot, and we have to sacrifice it to the blood god. And it'll recover the amount of HP that robot has. So now this is a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, we probably... The South, or the Shah has the lowest HP, so probably that.
Yeah, and then you can spawn it in at your side of the board or something. Alright, so you go back up 3 health. And I-types activate. There are no I-type minions in play, so we're going to spawn a minion. It's an Ika. Minion Ikas, the strongest minions. And that'll come in on 1.
I think that's where the awe is. Yeah.
And so it'll come in on
So.
2? Yeah, 2. Here we go. And then it is our move once again.
I think I've activated all the things I can. I still have a bunch of energy though, but since I was gonna move the Shah across the board, but unfortunately it is not around to be moved across the board any longer.
I only have 2 energy. How much range do you have? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't really do anything either. Alright, so if we can't really do much, then it'll activate its S thing. And then it'll do it again. Who do we want to sacrifice to the blood?
Ideally not either of my robots with 6 integrity.
Goff. So you go back up to 1 HP. So powerful. And then S-types activate. I don't think there are any S-types in play, right? Because you yeeted Salazar. And so that means a new spawn will happen. Ender 3000. There are no G-types in the graveyard. Because there's only 1 G-type in this deck. However, Shah 1000 will come into play. Because there is an A and an S type in the boss's graveyard, it'll come into play on 1.
Oh, what do you know? It even just combines right out of the awe in the same space.
Ah, how about that? Boop.
I feel like that would be a cool rule if one of the components was on the board, it comes into play in that spot rather than...
That is actually how the component... I just completely forgot the awe was still in play. I thought that guy died. Yeah, he's stuck around forever. So Shah 1000 comes into play. You are very minorly threatening. And then last, I don't think we have anything else to do, so we're gonna do final round of 1 card, a 2 card, 3 card. Alright, so it'll do Blood God Sacrifice again, and then it'll spawn Gons at its final turn, which is the least optimum thing for this boss to do. Sure.
Let's see where it ends up. Spot 2 is taken, so
it goes 3.
Which I think is where it is at.
Already is. So then it would go to 4, which is taken, and then it'll go to 5, okay.
That's here.
Well,
Can I eat the boss off the board?
No, you can't eat the boss off the board.
I love how they just literally all keep spawning right on the...
If you actually strategize, yeah, you can like occupy a lot of the spaces on purpose so you can make minions spawn in on certain spots and then eat them, which I think is a valid strategy.
Yeah. Honestly, if you cover up all the 1 through 5 spots, park a push bot right there next to the 6th one, they're guaranteed the spot on the 6, and then...
Alright, well, let's see, what do we do?
At some point, I can move over with the Izzy and combine and make the,
Oh, we should be at like 1 Valor because the Blood God sacrifice does just straight up deal 1 damage to us.
In theory, this turn, I think I can make Arc Infinity using the first 2 activations, if that's what we want to do.
That sounds lit. What the hell does this Arc Infinity even do? Let's see, 6, deals some 2 damage, critical recharge blaze. It can throw itself into things. Oh, and it can also yeet things in general, really strongly. But the main gimmick is whenever this robot activates, it can take a damage to generate an energy or move 2 hexes.
Oh, interesting. I like this Arc Infinity. It's cool. So in theory, I can activate the Izzy, move 3, make the Arc go, which...
If you do make the Arc Infinity, it does have Final Ignition, so you will generate a bunch of energy and be able to move it in the same turn.
Yeah. So I can do that for basically total cost of 3 since the Arc Go pays for itself. And then
The Arc Go also has Final Ignition.
Yeah.
So
the question is, do I take a swing at the boss with the Arc Go and then use the Shaw's action to combine, or do I just make Arc Infinity immediately?
Where is the Shaw? How did you even make that? Oh, the Shaw's here. No, where is the Shaw?
Here. Because it respawned this round, since it was...
Well, how are you making the Arc Go?
Oh, wait. That's a good question. I know how this game works. Okay. Wait, so what would I need to... think...
Oh, so yeah, the Izzy thing was there.
Yeah, the Izzy was
so you need to merge it within your G and your S type.
Yeah, the Go's there. So do I have... I do have a GS Go, okay.
So you could combine into the GS Go right there.
Yeah.
And then...
So that's 3.
And we can go down to a maximum of -5. Valor, I believe, is the rule.
Okay.
As long as the boss is dead before we are. Or, as long as the boss is dead at the end of the round, you can hit a max of -5.
So I pay 6 to make the Go 3000, which unfortunately doesn't generate energy, but at least it's there. So...
And then, do you have enough energy to?
No, we'd have to spend 4 Valor.
4 Valor?
Yeah.
So you made the Go and you came into play, and you do have Ignition.
Yeah.
So what does this thing even do? You can ram it into a wall. You can mortar shell barrage. Has built-in reroll. Then this turn when it does Blood God sacrifice, what does that mean? Uh, our options for sacrificing a robot are suboptimal.
Yeah. Part of me is just like, do we just take 4 Valor damage and use Arc Infinity to just like hit it hopefully a million times with the top attack?
Because it can active. Oh, that's right. This thing has the gimmick with this rest has Arc Buster. It can attack 3 times this turn.
And that's a lot of critical opportunities. And recharge opportunities.
This version of Arc Infinity hasn't been tested. Let's go for that, sure.
Okay. So we pay for
technically
Valor.
you should. I think technically you can only use the You can only use one of each Valor skill in between boss activations.
Oh, okay.
So I think that actually is a hard fast roll, but we could do 2 now, and then you could combine or something, or get your guy into position, and then we could do. Then we could get 5 more next turn.
Yeah.
And then we can just yeet.
I guess we do 5, and then I still have the ignition activation for the go, so I could just move it. I don't know if it's even worth it to use the bottom attack.
Yeah. Because I don't know, how much energy does it cost to make Arc Infinity?
8.
Infinite amount 8. So you're gonna need enough energy to move into place and combine.
Yeah, so I'll need 12 for that. So I guess I would have enough energy to use the bottom attack. So I guess there's not really a reason not to, right?
Oh, will you? I thought you only had like 4 energy left at the moment.
Oh, well, assuming we took...
Oh, okay. Well, so you go up to like 9, you pay 2, go to 7, and then you... Okay.
Okay, that is 2 hits. So that's 8 damage? Or no, sorry, 4 damage? I know how to do 2 times 2.
It's okay, you're a music major. You have to count dots. So yeah, down to -3.
That bottom... This one, the top attack is really expensive, and I feel like too expensive and not super great. And the bottom attack is like really good. It's an interesting robot.
Let's see. So it missed the Blood God sacrifice. That's good. And then I types will activate. There's nothing in range for this Eka, so it moves towards the nearest enemy. So it'll move here and then not do anything. And then I think that's it. I think it's our turn again. All right. So do the thing, I guess.
Okay, so I'll take 5 more energy then. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Pay 8. That brings me down to 1, but then I go back up to 9, and we have Arc Infinity on the board. I'm just gonna, pull that card up on the stream real fast so that everybody following along at home can see this.
So yeah,
Arc
this
Infinity.
So yeah, we don't have fancy new art for this one yet, but these 2 new Einer and Stella teams have new variations on the level 5 robots from Aegis 1 that use some of our new mechanics and better design skills since designing Aegis 1. So the gimmick with this Arc Infinity is that it has a few different gimmicks. Number 1, it has Arc Buster, which is an ability that just appears on one other card in the set, so I wanted to use it somewhere else. It's kind of like the signature ability for the Allied Provinces faction in the storyline. So I thought it'd be cool if Einer's level 5 had it. I didn't want to align the two new versions of these level 5s to commanders though, so people can actually like use them on teams that aren't just tied to that commander. But regardless, it has that Arcbuster ability. Like other robots on Einer's new team, it can push itself, which is it's like pushing, but for yourself. So this infinite Nova charge in the middle, it can throw. It basically moves you roll a dice. It's a roll to move. It's like Monopoly. You roll a dice and you move this robot down a straight line, and if it collides with enemies, it will deal damage to both itself and the enemy. So you can literally just battering ram a robot, and then its bottom attack is a push. So you could collide with a robot and then kick that robot that you just collided with into a wall. It's another million spaces away. Or you could forgo that stuff and you could use the Supernova Arc Slash, which is the top, and you could roll 6 dice and deal 2 damage to everything adjacent to you. And it has critical, which means it deals extra damage on 6s, and it has recharge, which deals extra damage on 1s, and it sets the opponent on fire. Which makes it so that if they move out of death range, they'll take damage. So the top attack is a very assured death blow to whatever it touches. But in order to get into that range, you only have 8 energy, and it costs 6 to use the attack. So you're going to either need to push yourself into range, or you're going to need to use this Infinale thing, this bottom ability, which lets you it can deal damage, that makes Arc Infinity be able to deal damage to itself, and you get to either choose to add an energy to your energy pool, or you can move it 2 spaces.
And is that once each activation, or can you do that as much as you want per activation?
It's once each activation, and the robot can activate 3 times.
Okay.
So you can activate Nudge 2, activate Nudge 2, and then activate. So it basically gets, in the current version of this card, you get basically 6 free movement a turn. And as long as you're taking damage to do so. So it can basically, every turn you can deal 3 damage to move it 6 spaces. Or you could try to gamble and use Infinite Nova Charge to like rush into range. So yeah, cool robot, interesting robot. For now though, you combine into it, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't have any well, you don't need to do, actually activations still count as activations, so we still only have 2 activations on our turn.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, or wait, though I haven't really figured out how Arcbuster works on alternate activations yet. I think it does just let you move 3 times in a consecutive thing, but it counts as 1 activation for the purposes of the turn order. But I need to clarify that.
Final Ignition count as a separate activation, or does it just occur as part of the triggering activation?
I think Final Ignition gives the robot the opportunity to activate. So if your first activation was combining into Arc Infinity, then you can do the second activation to activate Arc Infinity to do stuff. And then Arc Infinity can activate, I guess, 3 times as a part of that.
Okay. I think it took the first 2 to make it, so the boss would get a turn, and then it gets to do its thing? Question mark?
You only used 1 activation to combine into it, right?
No, because I had to make the Goth and then move down the Izzy and...
Oh, okay.
Or wait.
Oh, I thought you already made the go
because the boss took a turn, right?
Yeah, the boss took a turn.
Then yeah, we do have another. All right.
Okay, well, so then yeah, add energy to your pool and then just go ham, I guess.
Yeah, I'll throw the 6 die attack at it. I'm not sure this attack. See, like, what's the chance I don't roll a 1 here? And get all 6 of that back.
So that's 3 damage.
Yeah.
At least. and then it was free, and so
And then
that was do it again.
Yeah. I'm not sure it needs recharge on it, but
Probably doesn't, or the number should probably be lower.
yeah, like okay, well that's
there. You didn't get a recharge on that one, so that's still
Yeah.
another
another
2 damage. And then it's double blazed. Do you have any energy left?
I have 4 left. If I had taken the damage for this activation, then I would have had enough energy to do it again between that and the last energy, or the last activation.
Oh, really? That's true.
Oh well.
Yeet it into a wall.
Yeah, I guess for the last...
Infinity launcher!
I feel like I'll do the charge, though, because that's more damage. Even though it hits
so.
Arc Infinity, and that's 2 up. I feel comfortable, gambiting all 4 energy on that.
Hey.
Do we gambit 5 energy, actually, if I take a damage?
Yes.
That's no 1, so that's what, 15? So that's 7 damage. 7 damage. So Arc Infinity dies.
If Arc Infinity dies, that means we lose. Because if Arc Infinity dies, we take 5 Valor damage. Sometimes playtesting's alright. Alright, so this is stupid. Alright, whatever. We'll be at -6. And this thing was at like -6, so you should be at -13. So the boss is at -13 HP, and then it's going to it's gonna Bahamut Placer, but there's nothing in range. Finish out this round. It's gonna finally spawn this gun 500. And then six. Let's see, so over here, and then and I think that's it for that. Actually, no, wait. Oh, whoops. That was an A card, right? So it does Bahamut Blazer. There's totally an A minion in play. It doesn't spawn that jerk. This jerk does not spawn. Sha 1000 shoots my combined robot for some amount of damage. 3 dice, looking for 2s or better. Correct. So that deals 1 damage to my guy. And then boop. And then thing. And then our turn comes up again. What can I do? I'm gonna spend 6 energy to shoot this Sha 1000 with 6 dice. With my Stellar Justice revolver. That's 3 damage on you. I think precise piercing quell.
And you have reroll too, I think, on that, right?
Actually, I'll go. It would be smart if I went back like what, 1 space? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll go back 2 spaces and do that. so I can get my precise trigger, which would not actually add any hits to the thing, but that's fine. So,
But you have reroll, right?
yeah, I'm gonna do the reroll. So 15 down to 9, down to 7, down to 5. Let's reroll these two. Looking for 3s or better.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah. These 3s are better. Oh, jeez. So yeah, I shoot and destroy Sha 1000. I deal 5 damage to it because this robot is bonkers. And then I'll reduce Ender Gansha to negative 15 HP. And then I don't even think I really have any other relevant robots to activate. I have 5 energy left. I can go 1, 2, and then pay 3 to deal 2 damage to Ender Gansha with my very precise arrows. Negative 17 HP. And then let's see. Yeah, it's gonna take its turn and do pretty much nothing, but it will try to spawn Gon tokens. It will spawn 2 Gon tokens on, we'll say, like 4 and 5 or something like that. And then we would... Neither of us have anything left to do, because I've used all my robots.
And I have no robots left on the board.
And then there's no G minions in play. Actually, there would be, because drones are in play, so yeah. I think that's that. So, assuming that you didn't suicide your Arc Infinity into Ender Gansha's face like a hero, we would have. That was fine. We finished at -6 to -17 at the end of the round. It's valid. If you didn't blow up, we probably would still be at like -1 or something like that. But this has still been a very valuable test on both this new card, these new robots, and solo mode in general, because I know that some mechanics need clarification, mainly anything that involves multiple activations. Let's see here. What did you think? What did you think, Yampers?
I think it was fun. I like the Arc Infinity.
The Arc Infinity does seem pretty fun.
Honestly, this team is pretty. At first the robots didn't look like super. Like none of them looked super exciting at first glance, but after playing with them, it's definitely a fun team. Besides the Go definitely looked exciting with the push, but I definitely enjoy the new Go. But I like the combines that I guess I didn't do much with the combines besides Flicker and make Arc Infinity, but overall I liked the Einer team, so I feel like the Arc Infinity could deal with less dice on the top attack and maybe no recharge, and
probably
I'm trying to decide, like, the charge it's interesting. It feels well, because with a Gambit on a 2-up, you could totally like do what I just did, or I guess you could in theory do what I just did with the bottom attack as well, and either of those like feel like they could be really silly, like if you with the way they currently are on the card, I guess. But
How did you feel about the third attack on this boss, where it's choose a robot, kill a robot?
I thought that was cool. I liked the sacrifice, and I think it would be interesting to like we weren't taking valor damage for the bots that were destroyed through that, were we?
We were.
Okay.
The question is, it could also have a kicker that says don't take valor damage.
Well, that would be
but-
interesting if the repair was instead of you taking damage.
Mhm.
And then it could be do you sacrifice your level 4 robot that's about to get destroyed, and you lose level 4 robot, and the boss regains potentially a bunch of health from that, but then you don't pay the valor cost of losing your big robot. I feel like it could create some interesting decisions, but I don't know.
No, that's like the main goal that I want to do with some of these like boss effects is creating interesting decisions for stuff that you like. Interesting, like just binary choices, or maybe like little ABC choices that don't involve, rolling, 5 different dice and doing this, or lots of micromanaging. Like just something interesting decision like that. It's like, do I want to lose a robot and lose these action opportunities? But I don't lose any valor points from it, so that's cool, like you said. So that's an interesting choice to make. Or like, yeah, do I want to just get rid of my lone level 1G robot and the stupid thing will repair 6 HP, but I'll still have my big robot in play. So let's see.
I feel like it wouldn't hurt for this boss to spawn, like, if it doesn't have any Gon tokens, spawn like up to 2 at the start of each round or something, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have also just been part of, I guess, maybe in solo as it is currently is fine, but like with the co-op thing, it feels like maybe it needs something to like balance out the increased number of activations we get rather than just like more health.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if
so I wonder if the defense array could also just say that if there's any basic minions in play, and maybe that's enough. So you have to go hunt down and kill these level 1 robots and before you do any damage to it. But yeah, some other kind of thing in co-op mode specifically that gives it more chutzpah would be good. But overall, I still like we both get to we get 2 activations a turn. I think that's
that
still
definitely
works out
fun.
pretty cool. We didn't combine with each other's robots, but I could still see pretty easily how that would be an easy thing to do in a pinch.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably something you're not gonna see if we just use like pre-built teams as much versus if we built teams with each other's teams in mind, or like just like picked 10 robots or whatever and decided later how to divide them up or whatever.
Yep. But yeah, cool. So this in the Aegis 2 scenario book, it will be split. The plan is for it to be split up, where roughly half the chapters will be a sort of consecutive campaign mode for 2 players to play against each other, and then the other half of the game is going to be the other half of the content in the book are going to be other chapters that are more like one-off interesting things, like this co-op position, or maybe this co-op mode might actually be part of the campaign. But the battle starts with figuring out the rules for it and nailing it down. So look forward to that. And also, yeah, like I said, we'll have multiple different bosses in the game. Up until now, we've been playing and testing a lot with the boss card for Arazel Sol, but now I have 3 new boss cards for a total of 4 that we'll be testing on our end. So getting all of those into ship shape is one of the names of the game before our Kickstarter, because I think we have we've done enough solo testing by now to, I believe we know what type of content and what type of decisions are interesting. So now we're able to build content for the solo mode a little bit easier. And so everyone look forward to that. And like I said, Kickstarter's on January 17th. If you want to help playtest the game, we have an all new and all updated tabletop simulator. I'm also going to be dropping in some more playable bosses into that probably tonight, actually. And if you want to try out the solo mode for yourself using your IR Aegis 1 box, we also have a print and play that you can ask about in our Discord or via, drop us a message. And yeah, so thank you all very much. And thank you for your patience and your continued support. And I hope to bring you the world's coolest robot game soon enough, complete with a slick solo mode. And with that, we can go off.